As our selected genre was a hybrid of spy and action films, we divulged into both of those genres by viewing film opening related to them. After watching the selected openings, we imagined how we were going to implement these two genres into one that still represents both the qualities and spy action film respectfully. The film opening we watched were The Other Guys, Casino Royale and Quantum Solace. Despite The Other Guys being a comedy, it is still represented many qualities of action films, such as car chases, gunshots, and stunts which effectively helped us have a contrast on how action can be conveyed in films, with the latter productions, Casino Royale and Quantum Solace, being arguably more serious and featuring more hands-on action like punches, kicks and assassination. Having that contrast of how action can be implemented was vital to our research, allowing us to be open-minded and be aware that some action can be slapstick, tongue-in-cheek or generally gritty and critical. And with our production being spy and action, we have to ensure it maintains a serious fashion. So viewing these specific openings were undeniably prevalent in guiding us to an opening that emoted serious action. The opening sequence we viewed didn't just offer a contrast in action, but also an album of actions, movies and emotions. Watching these openings filled our knowledge with a variety of action films, so when the occasion arrived to our film of being opening, we have serious options to choose from. The likes of combat moves such as punching, kicking and stealth orientated actions like neck snapping, suffocation, etc. We are apparent and contributed to the variety we had. Watching the real media products did help us significantly with our opening, as we decided to use a neck snapping scene which was inspired by a grit Casino Royale consisted of. The action aspect was a major foundation to that production, but nevertheless the spy aspect was also pivotal. This time the focus was on the latter film opening, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. We had already covered the action component, but we needed to cover another fundamental part, which was the plot. Having the films about spies and agents, our production related heavily to these, and therefore would provide much inspiration. The plot aspect is undeniably one of the crucial parts of the film opening, as it helps the audience gain some sort of knowledge and understanding about what the film is, and no matter how deceiving it may appear. Knowing how important it is, we ensured reviewing the opening with high level of concentration so we could extract as much information as possible. From watching the opening of Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, we gathered the plot contained the amount of death, combat, something our opening would have some quantity. Watching scenes like James Bond brutally killed his enemy in Casino Royale gave a feeling of grit and ruthlessness to our viewing, and also showed in the plot component in the form of Bond's vengeance. This is something we were passionate to replicate in some form, and in order to replicate the grit and power that scene had, we included Agent Zero snapping the guard's neck, which showed a brutal edge to Agent Zero's character, plus the grit of executing an enemy with no mercy whatsoever. Other than the death and combat, we gathered that the products we watched, mostly Casino Royale and Quantum Solace, contained several technical aspects which was crucial when producing these projects. We witnessed a lot of close camera shots and angles which were exclusive to the viewing of these openings, like close-ups, extreme close-ups, low angles and many more. Elaborating on how they were exclusive to the viewing. Those shots angles are very close to the action and the scene and don't provide much distance from the viewer to the subject and camera, something which is unlikely to be experienced in real life. These certain shots and angles make a unique predicament for the recipients and fail to restrict them from anything being offered, resulting in a surreal experience which can excite and please people watching. With these being a strong foundation of the production, we used these technical aspects in our opening, so it did not match the real media products we witnessed. However, we did challenge the genre in a way that we could give our production creativity and a unique quality, and that was to give our protagonist obsessive-compulsive disorder, resulting in a highly raw idea of a character in which the OCD would be a burden on him and his job. We of course intensified the OCD aspect in the opening by providing close camera shots and revealing camera angles on Agent Zero cleaning his hands with hand sanitizer. Moving on to social groups now, our opening represented two types of social groups which were both different and offered different contrasts. The first social group is represented in the form of a rather youthful, clean-out form of male. The male is a secret agent who has focused his time on his arch enemy, who intends to find and kill him. Being a secret agent, he can be potentially disorientated, so opinions from his appearance may not be correct or accurate. However, the male's attire is predominantly black, consists of a black coat, a black pair of trousers, black shoes, and white shirt with a neatly done tie. In terms of dialogue in the opening sequence, there is no communication exchanged. This result is no possible way to gain an understanding of the male's age from his voice, or generally a high-pitched child's voice. The fact the only way to get some sort of clarification of his age is from the facial appearance, which is that a young adult, no facial hair or wrinkles. Having this uncertainty reiterates just how deceiving the character is, which opens a lot of doors to assumptions and what type of person he is. All these aspects of the male can lead to people who don't know him personally, or be arguably intimidated or skeptical of him, as we don't reveal too much emotion or expression, just a stern face. This concludes that the male is stereotypically represents a social group of a secretive, isolated young male who has potential problems in his past, which leads to him trusting nobody or showing his emotions. The person, however, does seem to be sophisticated and important, which is suggested by his formal clothing. The male's clothing also finally suggests that his job is important, as low-key clothing gives a hint of seriousness, plus a dark personality due to his ability to snap an end of his neck with true conviction. As for the other social group represented in our film opening, the product shows another male with different characteristics. The other social group shown in a laid-back, informal, casual-dressed young male. This other male is a thug who is hired as a guard for Agent Zero's nemesis, and performs a dirty work, fighting, killing, etc., when ordered, to make ends meet financially. The guard is a smoker and is seen spending his downtime smoking a cigarette, which can potentially stereotype him as scruffy or dirty, as smoking can be deemed unhygienic. He can also be stereotyped as informal or in lower class, which then other people, richer, wealthy people, hence his job isn't the most prettiest or safe. The guard types of dress consists of dark attire with a black wool hat, black casual jacket, grey trousers and dark trainers, which is informal as opposed to Agent Zero. The choice of colour, which is low-key, also reiterates the person's dark, unfriendly character of being a thug or guard. To conclude, this male is a stereotype of a social group that consists of criminals, thugs and hooded gang members who perform illegal acts to earn money. These individuals are mostly intimidating to society and are least successful in life, which results in them being tied up in crime. If we were to choose an institution of our product, it would be in the name of Paramount Pictures. Paramount distributes both film and television products, and has a stable position in terms of being ranked as one of the top grossing movie studios. They are also part of an American media conglomerate, an institution that owns many companies in mass media and Viacom. Paramount is the 5th oldest existing film studio in the world and holds a lot of heritage, which is positive to the media products distributed by them, as they're well known and highly regarded in the world of media. They are also a member of the MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of America, which would persuade the people who aren't aware of Paramount that they are in fact well established. Paramount also celebrated their 100th anniversary in 2012, a statement that reiterates just how important they are in the film and movie industry. As of 2011, Paramount recorded a revenue of $1.2 billion and an operating income of $300 million. In sterling British pounds, this would amount to £791.4 million and £197.85 million, respectively. These figures reinforce the fact that Paramount could support us financially and help us produce our product to a great quality without any restrictions. In terms of our target audience for our media product, our film certificate is 15 plus, which even literally means our target audience is from young adults to mature adults 15 to 25. The age is selected due to violence in the opening and throughout the film, something which isn't suitable for younger years. The violence and action in the film is more serious and real, which is better for people 15 and over, as they could handle the experience without being affected, as opposed to a younger person witnessing bad predicaments like violence. Having the film younger would be also prevent the action from being more gritty and powerful, something our film desired to have. Also, people aged 15 over tend to enjoy action films a lot, which is part of our genre, spy action. The action involved in the film varies from intense, fast-paced scenes like combat evacuation, etc., which tends to generally excite the viewer due to the wild nature of the scene they're watching.